George Munger would be very, very happy to know that his award tonight is going to Jeff Monken, who is the head coach at West Point, because some of the biggest games that Penn played during George's time there were the games they played against Army. Because in the 40s, 44, 45, 46, Army were the national champions and had the great Blanchard-Davis combination, and they were a dominant team in college football, and those were the biggest games that Penn played. And I think George Munger would take great pleasure out of knowing that Jeff Monken has begun to restore Army football. When he took over at Army, I think everybody kind of knew that Navy was dominating that series. They had won 14 years in a row. It was the longest string of domination in Army-Navy history. But that's changed. And since Jeff's been the coach there, Army has now won the last 3 games. And more than that, Army has won the last 3 games. And more than that, this year they won the Lambert Trophy as the top team in the East. It's the first time that Army did that since 1958, when Pete Dawkins was winning the Heisman Trophy at Army. And they won 11 games this year for the first time in the school's history, and they went to the Armed Forces Bowl and beat the University of Houston 70. That's 7-0 to 14. So celebrate the great achievement of Coach Jeff Monken, this year's George Munger Award winner.
With one winning season in 17 years of football, Army needed a new general. Entered Jeff Monken. And now this new field general enters his 6th season at West Point, coming off the greatest cadet campaign in 60 years.
It doesn't take the best players to win, it takes the best team. We got some really good players in here. We got a great football team.
Army went 11-2, losing only to Duke and then at Oklahoma, but holding Kyler Murray and the mighty Sooner offense to just 21 points in regulation. Army would fall 28-21 in overtime and never lost again. Their backfield duo of quarterback Kelvin Hopkins and fullback Darnell Woolfolk wore down opponents with a bruising, clock-controlling attack that led the country in time of possession and third down conversions. When opponents finally did get their hands on the ball, they were stuffed by a linebacker-led D that yielded only 17.7 points per game. On December 8th, what really matters? The Black Knights defeated Navy for a 3rd straight year and captured back-to-back outright Commander-in-Chief's trophies for the first time ever. And then they added a resounding exclamation mark, obliterating Houston 70-14 in the Armed Forces Bowl. The Black Knights were ranked in the top 20 nationally and had won the historic Lambert Trophy as the best in the East. The last time either had happened, 1958. The George Munger Trophy for the College Coach of the Year goes to Army's Jeff Monken.
Presenting the award is John Giambalvo, President and CEO of the Giambalvo Auto Group, the sponsor of the George Munger Award.
You said it. Thank you to the Maxwell Football Club for what you do for college football, for the individual awards, to recognize these men that have been so successful in this sport as players, as coaches, and what it means to those organizations, those teams, those universities. And thank you for the George Munger Award. It's my honor to accept this award on behalf of our team, the United States Military Academy, and the almost 1 million men and women who serve in the United States Army. I'd like to do this if, I guess I get to do this because I'm standing up here. I'd like to recognize all of our veterans who are in the house tonight. If you take a stand, we'd like to recognize you. To all those men and women, we owe them a debt of gratitude that we can't repay, and I'd just like to welcome you home on behalf of everybody that's here. Yes. I'd like to also thank the folks from the West Point Academy, our United States Military Academy at West Point, who are here. Several of the members of the athletic department came, our sports information. General Williams, who's our superintendent, Lou Corrigan, our athletics director, who weren't able to be here, but just their support of our team. My wife Beth, who's here, my parents, Mike and Nancy Monken, who came in from Illinois. Like Coach Sarace, I was a coach's kid. My dad was my high school coach, and my mom was a teacher. Both teachers, just tremendous influence on me. And to thank all of the members of the Army Football Brotherhood that are here. Several of our former players are here. They shared in our recognition of our veterans, especially Chuck Schretzman, a good friend of mine, who's a Philly native and was captain of the 1988 team that won the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. Glad to see you here, Chuck. It's amazing to be at West Point, to be around young people who believe in something so strongly that they're willing to give their life for it. And it's an incredible honor and a privilege to be the coach at West Point. And we had a great year. It was a fun year. We won 11 games and won the Commander-in-Chief's trophy and beat Navy again, and went to a bowl game and accomplished some things that are pretty special, both in terms of comparing ourselves to other college football teams, but things that hadn't been done at West Point in the history of the almost 128 years of our program. So really proud of our players. But I'm more proud of what they'll do after they're done, the commitment that they've made to be a part of something much bigger than themselves. And there are 4,400 cadets at West Point, our players included, and each one of them has made a pledge of commitment to serve this nation, to stand in the gap between freedom and those that want to take it from us. And I am most incredibly proud of that. I'm proud of our players for that, much more than the season that we had. And I hope we keep winning a lot of games, and I hope we keep beating Navy. But to be a leader at what I think is the world's finest leadership laboratory, to have that responsibility to educate, train, and inspire leaders of character to serve our nation is a tremendous privilege. And it's America's university. I invite you to come see it. I promise you there are 4,400 of the finest young men and women that this country has to offer, and they will all go on to serve. We have 25 seniors that are going to be commissioned as second lieutenants in the Army this May, and they'll go on to serve in the greatest fighting force that this world has ever known, the United States Army. So thank you again to the Maxwell Football Club for this award. I'm truly honored as a coach's kid and growing up around football my whole life. Just a tremendous honor to join the other coaches and all of the names that have been associated with the Maxwell Awards over the 82 years of its history on brave old Army team and beat Navy.
Coach Monken, sir, if you would. Remarkable remarks right there, Coach. 11 wins, it's been referenced here a lot, most in program history. What goes into that accomplishment?
Well, we didn't win them all, and but it was fun, and it was just the culmination of a lot of hard work. And I think any one of these coaches and players would tell you that if you're going to win a championship, if you're going to be a championship level team, that you got to be willing to put in the time and do things that maybe common teams aren't willing to do. And I think that's what we've got. We've got a tough football team. We're not the most talented team, but we always say around our place that the best players don't win, the best teams win. We don't have the biggest team, but bigger's not better, better is better. And so our guys really buy into that and believe that and play together with an incredible sense of brotherhood. And I think that's why we've been able to accomplish what we have.
And you've been better than Navy 3 consecutive years. Take us inside that locker room. The game ends, it's 1, 2, 3 in a row. What's that locker room like after the game?
I think that's the greatest rivalry in sports, and to be able to win that game is an incredible thrill. I've been a part of that rivalry on both sides of the sideline, which is pretty unique opportunity. But to win that game's incredible. Our guys put so much into that. There's so much emotional investment in that game, and it's just a thrill to do it. And we did it again this year in Philadelphia. So hopefully that's good luck for us. We're coming back to Philly next year.
There you go. We hope to see you at that game. It's quite a thing. Coach Jeff Monken, congratulations. Congratulations, sir. All right, let's turn it back to Leslie and Lou.